Gen Z is anxious, burnt out, and more disconnected than ever. Yet, most suffer in silence. Today, we explore what's really going on and how can we help them heal. Welcome to another episode of Wellness with Wandia. Today, we talk about a topic that's very close to my heart, and this is the Gen Z. They hold a special place in my heart for who they are and the time that they're growing up. They are seldom understood, and yet each of us as Kenyans has got contact with them, and they have impacted our lives in one way or the other. If this connects with you or resonates with you, sit back, relax, and let's try and understand the struggles and pain of being and growing up as a Gen Z in this era. This is now how we look at the good side and the bad side of the fast-paced world that we live in, the internet age. What the internet age has done is that it has given us a false sense of community. That's the very first thing. It has given us a false sense of community such that when I post on my social feeds and somebody likes and comments, I imagine that I've actually connected with them. But that is not the reality. The other thing is that social media has also given us a plasticity to life. We are no longer allowing ourselves to fully interact with people. We take it like social media is the gauge of a human being. Now, because the Gen Zs have been raised in that era, it is good to a certain extent, but are they able to differentiate between reality and fiction? In my books, I know almost 90% of what appears on social media is fiction. What people post there, it's not the reality. People choose what they want to put there. So that's the first thing. So if you are constantly allowing yourself to gauge your life, your goals, based on what is being shown on social media, you're already losing the battle. That's the first thing. The second thing that the internet has done is that it has made us, the Gen Z, a microwave generation. What does that mean? Everything is at the click of your fingertips. And if you don't get solutions as fast as a click, anxiety and frustration comes about. If I want to find out where the latest gig is, the latest items of clothing are, what the latest music is, it's at the click of a button. When I come into my life as a student, as a young person navigating through life, and I'm not able to attract a job or a salary that affords me to be able to get those things at the click of my fingers, frustration is going to set in. What do I mean by that? As an employer, when we interact with them and offering them entry-level positions, somebody wants to think that they are worth 100,000 at entry level, and that's not the reality. But because the space that they've grown up in, which is a microwave popcorn generation, if they don't get it that fast, they get frustrated. And again, because of how they have been allow me to use the word coddled. How they've been coddled by their parents, they also don't know how to experience pain. They don't have a very high tolerance for pain. And if you don't have a high tolerance for pain, unfortunately, life will not be easy for you. But the reality of life is that life is difficult. Life is a struggle. We're moving from one struggle to another struggle. But if you've always been coddled and protected from pain, you will not be able to withstand even an iota of pain. And that's why, as you read the material that you read, and we had the exchange, you said that the cases of suicide that you know about are very high and they're increasing. It doesn't go a month without you hearing of somebody that you know through a friend or a friend who has committed suicide. What is it that is driving this population to the brink? They don't have the coping skills. They have not been allowed to experience life as it is. The internet, again, as I say, is good, but it is not the reality of life. And that is where we are failing this generation. The generation born between the years 1997 and 2012, the Gen Z, struggle with unique clinical conditions, psychological conditions. One of them being depression, another one being anxiety disorders, another being addiction as well. Allow me to break this down a little bit for you so that you can be able to fully understand what this is. And if you resonate with them, as always, the number is below. Feel free to drop a DM or send a message and I'll be able to assist you. So depression appears in very many ways. This is a space where you find yourself having persistent, consistent sadness. It is never lifting, no matter what it is that you do. You try to go out and hang out with your friends, you're still feeling sad. Try to watch a movie, you're still feeling sad. This sadness is something that is with you throughout. It's not lifting. For a period of at least 21 days, that is somebody who we can be able to say is depressed. Another sign of depression is somebody who is withdrawing from people. They don't want to hang out. They just want to stay in their room, curtains closed, not showering, not eating or overeating, not sleeping or sleeping too much. This is somebody who could also be depressed. Another sign of depression is somebody who is always crying. They're always crying. They're always weepy. They just feel that they have lost hope in life. They are feeling hopeless, worthless, and useless, meaning they don't see like they're anybody valuable to be in this life. Those are just a few of the signs of somebody who could be depressed. I want to be very clear about this. You need to be experiencing this for at least a period of 21 days. Anything less than that is not categorized as depression. It could just be an episode based on a situation that you have gone through. So that's the first definition. The second thing is the anxiety disorders. And anxiety disorders for this generation cripples them to a point where anything that they are getting into, you find that some of them do not even want to go to work and be contained in that space. They don't want to get into cars. They don't want to learn how to drive. They don't want to commit to anything because they cannot see what is the purpose of this and who am I when I'm getting into this particular activity. So anxiety tends to cripple them a lot. And the unfortunate thing is because they are feeling these things and they can't be able to describe them to anybody and they don't know how to resolve them. The unfortunate thing is that they tend to self-medicate. And self-medication comes in form of addiction. And some of the things that are commonly used by this generation and also others as well is alcohol. You'll find vaping. You'll also find weed and other types of narcotics to just manage that anxiety. So when we're in practice and somebody comes in and they have got an addiction to something, we always are aware that there could be something underlying. Many times people get into addiction because they are trying to self-medicate. That tension that they're experiencing within themselves, within their minds, within their bodies, they don't know how to resolve it. They don't know how to explain it. So the only way that they're able to get a bit of relief is by taking something to help them regulate. Now, the unfortunate thing is that once you start taking these things to resolve these issues, then addiction comes up. So it's important for you to understand that the reason you could be taking something is not because you want to drink or you want to smoke or you want to shoot up, but it's because there's anxiety within you that we need to resolve. So I've spoken about depression, I've spoken about addiction, and I've spoken about anxiety. This is not to say that there are not many more issues that this unique and very special generation is dealing with. There are very many. What makes them very susceptible to this is the generation that they've grown up in. The unfortunate thing, or what I've actually gotten to learn over time, is that there's a cycle. There's a cycle in how generations are. And the saying is this: hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. And weak men create hard times. If we were to break this down for us to be able to understand this unique generation, so if you talk about hard times, now that is my grandfather. The guys who went through the struggle, Mau Mau. Independence. That's my grandfather. So they went through very hard times. And those hard times created strong men. Who then was my father? So my father was a very strong man because of what his father had gone through. So that created a strong man. Then my father, because of the economy and also the situation that he had gone through, he created a space for us to grow up with a bit of good times. We went to good schools, were taken to, life was a bit different for us. Now the people, that's our generation. We are the ones who are raising the Gen Z. Because of those good times, we didn't get a strong backbone. So we're going to raise weak men. And the weak men are going to create hard times. The children that the Gen Z are going to have going to go through hard times. And then the cycle is going to repeat. So it's not unique. It's just that we're going to throw in now the component of social media and other things that come along the way. But that is actually what it is. All is not lost. All is not doom and gloom. There is hope and there is help. What can you do? Practical tips. I know it's very difficult for most people to ask for help, but that's the first place that I'm going to begin. The first thing is ask for help. Know that your solution is at the end of your tongue. If you speak up, somebody can be able to assist you. That's the first thing. Ask for help. Number 2, intentional detox and time away from your screens. It is so important. You need to allow your cortisol levels to lower, which will then allow your body to rest, recover, and sleep. Plan time away from your gadgets. When you're going to bed, that should not be the last thing that you're looking at before you fall asleep. Start to train yourself to fall asleep without using your gadgets. You will not make it on day 1, you'll struggle. You may not make it on day 2, 3, 4, or 5, but eventually you'll get it, and the reward will be well worth it. Train yourself to journal. Journaling is such a therapeutic activity that allows you to safely download your fears, your thoughts, your dreams in a safe space, and allows you to sit back, reflect, and learn from your thoughts. Look for communities that offer safety for you. There are different spaces. One is in sporting activities. In this era, there are different spaces that you can go to play football, play basketball, play paddle, just badminton, tennis, to allow your body to release, 1, the energy that is pent up within yourself, and to bring up the feel-good hormones, which are the endorphins, and 2, to connect with the like-minded people. Over and above that, look for community within church. That is also a space where you can connect with people and hopefully have conversations that allow you to understand that you're not alone in this journey, and other people the same age as you are going through the same struggle. As you speak, you'll get to learn from others. What are they doing to cope? How can you borrow from them? Another solution, another thing that you could do is be very intentional with your diet and your nutrition. You cannot understate it or overstate it, that what you put into your mouth has got a very big impact on your mental health. The kind of food that you're eating, are you hydrating? If you're constantly eating junk, believe it or not, your mood is never going to be okay. Be very intentional with what you're eating. Be very careful about sleeping as well. As much as possible, try and get a minimum of 7 hours of rest a night. Some people say that is not practical, and I would tell you the inverse. It is possible to actually get those hours of sleep, and your mind and body will be grateful for it. I know it's not easy to ask for help, but if there's one thing that I have learned, there's a phrase that I really love. Ongea ikutoke. Sometimes, it's just speaking. In the speaking, the people that are listening to you may not even give you a solution, but because you've spoken, that burden is lightened. Learn to speak. Learn to speak. And the people who shun you or push you aside or judge you or laugh at you, they've done a fantastic job of removing themselves from your life. You don't need such people in your life. The people who are your true friends will encourage you. They may not even have a solution for you, but they'll just tell you, I understand, or I have gone through this, or it's okay. Tomorrow is another day. And as sure as the sun rises and goes down, tomorrow will always be a good day. So this is to encourage you. If you're going through something right now and you feel very isolated and alone, you are not alone. And you can go through this with community, or if you find that you're struggling even to get community, my number is below. Feel free to reach out to me, send a DM, call me, and let's have a conversation. If you're a parent, a guardian, an auntie, or a teacher to this very special generation, how can you help? What role do you have to play? What these people need most is your unconditional presence and support. They just need a safe space to be listened to, where they can talk without judgment, where they can talk without their issues being minimized. What you can do is be a safe space for one of them. Invite them into your space and listen to them without judgment. Even within your mind, even if you feel like what they're sharing with you is not a big thing, to them it's a big thing. It is a very big thing. Listen to them, give them the attention that they deserve, and encourage them. In the event you feel that this is out of your scope, gently guide them to a space where they can get this kind of support, which is us, the therapists. That's why we're here. We're here to offer that support, to bridge that gap, to allow them to ventilate and walk through the challenges they're going through. If this message that I have shared today resonates with you, I'd encourage you to share it with people, spread the word widely so that they can know that they're not alone, that the people who are out there who are willing to walk this journey with them, to give them a safe space to be able to navigate their thoughts as they figure out a way forward. Like, subscribe, and share. And if you need to, call the number below, send a DM, and we'll be happy to help. Thank you.